A very warm welcome to all of you. Myself, Dr. Yashpaul Sharma, and my sincere namaskar from India. I'm working in Central Institute of Education Technology (NCERT), New Delhi. During my presentation, I will be discussing the virtual reality and my experiences for the development of VR content that I developed for the school education for the different monuments in India. My organization, the Central Institute of Education Technology, commonly known as CIET, also known as Chacha Nehru Bhavan, on the name of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India. CIET is a premier institute within NCERT, Ministry of Education, Government of India. The areas of activities the CIET based on research and development, training, extension, and dissemination functions such as design and development of educational resources, software, mobile apps, etc. To develop plans for the use of information and communication technologies in education, to train the faculty of Institute of Advanced Study in Education, colleges of teacher education, and District Institute of Education and Training in the use of education technology in their teaching learning process, to undertake research, evaluation, and monitoring of the systems, programs, and materials with a view to improving the materials and increasing their effectiveness, to document and disseminate information material and media programs for better utilization, and to function as a clearinghouse or agency in the field of educational technology. CIET also works as to advise and coordinate the academic and technical programs and activities of the State Institute of Education Technologies, that is SIETs, set up by Ministry of Education in the states of India. Institute has developed repositories like National Repository of Open Educational Resources, where all the resources are freely available under open licenses, most probably the Creative Commons Share Alike license, that is CC BY SA. We are also managing the Diksha, the India's One Nation, One Learning platform. We are also running the DTS channels and MOOCs for school education and teacher education and indigenous SWAYAM portal. Let's discuss about my presentation. As classroom learning and teaching is undergoing unprecedented change with time, various educational theories play their best role in the teaching learning process, and education technology provide an extra edge to implementing the same. Although we may not always realize what technology is an integral part of our daily lives. It influences how we communicate, socialize, connect, play, and learn. Technology augments its presence in our daily lives. It would be imperative to ensure the presence of same technology in the classroom. Gradually, technology has been making its way to revolutionizing the methods of teaching and learning. Technology has made its way to the classroom, increasing the engaging and interactive elements. Many students benefit from it, right from the use of audio, video, graphics, simulations, and many other things. In today's context, learners are already familiar with various technologies which helps in modernizing the classroom with computerized tools and apps that make sense in a classroom setting. As we are moving into the next generation of the media revolution, that is immersive technologies like augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality are becoming the center of discussion in educational technologies. One must have seen the sci-fi movies where all data captures are happening just in front of your eyes with the goggles or glasses, like anything. With the advancement of science, all these technologies are available now. Although mostly for commercial purpose, what these technology equally can change the field of education if employed meticulously. Virtual reality VR, as the name suggests, virtual means near and reality means what we experience. So literally, virtual reality means near reality. Virtual reality means feeling the imaginary, that is virtual world. It is basically an experience taking place within a simulation which can be similar or to completely different from the real world. The immersive artificial environment is created by using software and presented to the user so that user accept it as a real environment. Unlike traditional user interface and viewing a screen in front of them, users are immersed and able to interact with 3D and 360-degree world, which can further simulate by using as many as senses as possible, like hearing, touch, vision, even smell. Currently, head-mounted devices, that is HMD, is required to feel the immersive user experience in virtual reality. HMD may be standalone like Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, etc., or commonly available HMD with supported mobile devices, where you can use the mobile devices within the HMD box. Now, depending upon the immersive experience, VR may be non-immersive, semi-immersive, or full immersive. The non-immersive type of VR is generally disseminated by using the desktop systems or any projected screens. Users can see only the VR on screen, and interaction is possible by using traditional keyboards, mouse, and trackballs. To render non-immersive VR, one didn't require high-end devices and desktop monitor, laptop or something. You can use regular laptop and monitor or mobile phone can be used. Users can be navigated through various markers and other informations in VR. In some cases, if non-immersive VR is seen with head-mounted devices, they can provide a semi-immersive experience, like 360-degree VR tours can be seen through simple desktop and through HMD devices that can have the semi-immersive effect for the users. Semi-immersive VR, this type of immersive effect allow users to experience VR in a three-dimensional world while remaining connected to the real world or the surrounding visual smells like auditory and haptics. Users can interact with both the real world and the virtual 3D world, what maximize the immersiveness focus on the digital world. Semi-immersive VR requires specialized hardwares and high-end softwares to render 3D imagery. In most of the cases, some of the crucial elements are required, like 3D virtual environment to generate a realistic effect, high quality Dolby sound to synchronize with the 3D environment, simulated hardware, haptic feedback, and some other things that we require. In fully immersive VR, the user experience full immersion and cannot differentiate between real world and the virtual world. As compared to semi-immersive VR, in fully immersion, users completely out from the real world. They wear head-mounted devices, unable to interact with physical things surrounding them. In simple words, it is a perception of being physically presented in a semi-physical world. Ernest W. Adam separated fully immersion into further three different categories. That's a tactical immersion, being experienced when performing tactile processes, and then strategic immersion, when a user is associated with mental challenges and feels more cerebral immersion like playing a chess game in a VR. And then narrative immersion, when user experiences the works like story reading, watching a play or a movie. Depending on the development process, the VR can be developed by using the softwares or with the help of cameras. For software, as the process that we cannot see with naked eye, like what's happening inside the body. If you want to develop the VR inside the body or what's happening inside the car engine, definitely we require some specialized software to develop that. What VR cameras or 360-degree cams can be used to develop the 360 VR, whatever we can see with the naked eyes, like the monuments, or you can the different atmospheres like desert or snow, what's happening. So this type of content can be developed. The application of VR are currently being used for commercial purposes. Using all these fancy technologies in school education, especially in India, is a very challenging task. First is the development cost. Second, development experts are hardly available, and trained professionals for implementing the same. I participated in various training programs in different universities in their faculty development programs basically, and conducted sessions on developing VR content. Teachers or the faculties even didn't know what VR is actually, and implementing the same definitely require a lot of training for them. And India is a very diverse country, the second most populous country in the world, with about 1.38 billion people, 1.5 million schools, 260 million students, and more than 900 universities at the national levels. So our main motto is whatever will be given to the schools, it should be available freely or at least open source. My journey for development of VR started with while working with a Google as a local guide for editing and updating the Google Maps. I believe most of us are using the Google Map for various purposes, and you must have seen various 360-degree panoramas updated by the users and in fact the Google, and in some cases a simple VR tour by stitching together the different 360 panoramas. A 360-degree panorama image is the smallest unit of a VR tour. Just like a cell in an organism is a structural and functional unit of life. That was a turning point for me to explore further. I started exploring the 360 world around me and stitching together the different 360 panoramas to make the VR tours and make available them on the Google Map as the first instances. The most interesting thing, one can capture these 360-degree panoramas by using their mobile phones with the available sensors like gyrometers, accelerometers and GPRs with the Google Street View app. I mostly use the app to capture a 360-degree pano with my mobile phone during the training sessions, and then copy that images to my laptop computer for further processing and stitching. It is the easiest way, although I have my own set of 360-degree cams like LG 360, Theta S, and I'm also using this Insta360 1R. What, as I told earlier, that whatever training we are importing to the faculties and to the teachers, so it should be a cost effective. I tried many softwares and portals to find out which gives the best interface to use the content, and during this journey some of the software and portals that I used earlier as a beta version now are actually available as a pro. So what many freely available portals and apps are there for using VR content, what they hardly contain the local content, like Google Arts and Culture portal and app is there that contains many important monuments from India, what not the local ones actually, and not the particular one that we prescribed in our textbooks. And as the vision of our institute is to train teachers be as prosumers, that is, they should produce and consume the content and not just the consumer of the content. So the first challenge to be cost effective, as most of the people are using the smartphone to capture a 360-degree panorama, is as easy as clicking a bunch of photographs, but with precautions. So let's start. Install Street View app from Play Store or Apple Store. Open the app and change settings a little bit, like storage to get pano easily. Now stand in an open place which you want to capture, like an historical monument, to keep phone in vertical position and click on the camera button. Now if your camera is opened, means you have all the required sensors, especially the gyrometer. If don't, or say your phone is not supported or not compatible with this app, then it means you don't have gyro in your mobile phone. Since gyro is a hardware sensor, it cannot be added to your mobile phone. You need to replace your phone, or maybe next time you are purchasing your phone, you can check whether all the sensors are available or not. Okay, now click on the button to capture. After first click, you will get the dots in 4 different directions as a suggestions to move in any of the direction. Prefer to move in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Capture all the dots coming on the way and complete a circle. Now move your camera like this and start capturing all dots in the same direction. Now capture few dots on your head and then complete a cycle below your waist, like put your phone like this one and capture all the dots again. A few dots are available inside your shoes, so try not to capture your shoes, just capture the dot. Instructional design in developing any media, especially in education, has its own importance. We should know what to capture, write scripts, etc. Apart from instructional plan, you should know the geographical location about the place you want to capture. Say for example, I want to capture a historical place, like I have taken this example as the Mahatma Gandhi Samadhi at Raj Bhavan. Okay, so and I want to capture in 3 panels. So how I can stitch these 3 panels to make a virtual tour or a virtual story? We can stitch the panel as per our movement from one room to the other. What in virtual tours, you cannot use the same door to entry and exit. If you want to stitch panel 1 to 2, the same you need to stitch the panel from 2 to 1. Say for example, if you are coming from panel 1 to 2, then you need to come out from panel 2 to 1. So here is one of the portal that I'm using for developing VR stories. It's a StorySphere. It's a free, and one can use voice navigation also with this StorySphere. Click to sign up or login. You can search for the different stories here. Create your stories from this menu, and to find out the stories that you have developed in your profile. So let's start quickly to create a story. Give a name and description. Tick for the terms and condition, then upload your panel, then move to next. Upload voiceover. You can position your audio. For example, I want to when the students, I want to give the voiceover to the students when they are seeing the particular statue. Now developing a story sphere with Pano 2 so that we can stitch them together. Now I will share some of the more resources that I've developed and with other portals and softwares. This is tomb of Gayasuddin from Delhi in India. You can see this VR in a VR box by clicking on this button. Various markers are used to capture and explain about the monument. This is a 360-degree video of the Qutub Minar monument in India. You can have a glimpse of it. The Qutub Minar is the tallest minaret in the world made up of bricks. Qutub Minar is a 73-meter tall tapering tower of 5 stories with a 14.3 meters base diameter, which is reducing to 2.7 meters at the top of the peak. It contains a spiral staircase of 379 steps. Its design is thought to have been based on the minaret of Jam in western Afghanistan. Qutbuddin Aibak, the founder of Delhi Sultanate, started construction of Qutub Minar. This is Gandhi Ashram in Wardha, India, where other markers like images within VR tour are used. You can also use the different images and media within the VR tour. Apart from this, VR in textbook is also developed. Like, see, this is a EPUB of one of our textbook for class 9th, which tells us the various physiographic divisions are being taught to the students. In spite of showing this blur 2D image, a VR tour can be shown. This is developed by using open source software, the Sizzle, and the VR tour is directly taken from the Google Maps, or you can say the Google VR Maps. So the application of VR in education is remarkable, but development cost is very challenging. By sharing the techniques and process for developing VR with open and free softwares, or at least with cost effective, will help the teaching and learning fraternity to adopt it as a medium in their classroom. Millions of children, especially in rural and geographically isolated areas, will be benefited, which otherwise is an Herculean task. I'm very thankful of Professor Dorsum Axelon, I hope I pronounced right, from Harvard University, to provide me an opportunity to share my experiences. Professor Ramesh Sharma from India for providing me the moral support, and I hope the experiences that I shared will be helpful for the audience. Thank you all.